Okay, right. So last week we have gone through basically all the natural unemployment, right? We have frictional, we have seasonal, and we have a more tricky one, and that is the one that you are looking at the screen, right? The structural unemployment. Okay, and once again, structural unemployment in IB, we put more, okay, uh, 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 causes of structural unemployment. So you see, because of technical, technological change, because of the structure of the economy, because of the geographical location, the changes, okay, and also the labor market rigidity. They are all the reasons why we have structural unemployment. Okay, so when you are working on your answers, when you're being asked, okay, to write something about structural unemployment, do remember to write all three of the reasons. Okay, all right, yeah. So yeah, and I can tell you for structural and cyclical, we have some diagrams to draw. Okay, so for structural, once again, very quickly, right, you can just simply draw, um, you know, a demand and supply curve for a particular industry, okay, or for a particular good, okay, or surface. Because when you're trying to explain it, okay, you can say, yeah, because of the lack of demand for one industry, and that's why, yeah, there is a lower output over there, right? The quantity is going from Q1 to Q2, and that's why you see people, they have to lay off some workers, and that's how you see a structural unemployment. Of course, this can be applied into different scenarios. Okay, yeah, you can talk about, because of the change in economy structure. It can be the change of location. All right, right. It could be the change of technology. As long as you are able to explain it, okay, with this diagram right here, then you will get the marks. Okay, all right, yeah. Once again, it's just very important that you know how to explain it in detail. Okay, do not skip the steps. Right, that's more important. Okay, yeah. And when we talk about labor market rigidities, right? Yeah, if you forget it, if you already forgot it, so the factors that prevent the forces of supply and demand, okay, from operating in the labor market, okay, the factors that prevent, uh, you know, the achievement of market price for the wages. Okay, so there are so many reasons, of course, right? Talking about minimum wage, talking about the bargaining from trade union, different employment protection law because of the compensation, and sometimes if there is some very good unemployment benefits, they will affect the market achieving the market price for the wages, and that is the reason. You see here, you see they will all increase the cost of production of an industry or of a firm, and at the end, okay, because of that, so there are some other diagrams that you can use to explain, okay, the theory as well, right? Because of the increasing cost of production, supply curve is moving to the left, so you see once again, okay, in the quantity is going down. When this one here is decreasing, yeah, there will be some unemployment, right? Okay, and also when you talk about minimum wage, trade union activities, you just have to use a diagram which is quite similar to price floor, and yeah, because of a higher price, okay, higher than the equilibrium price. So at the end, you see here, yeah, when we were in equilibrium, we transact more, okay, but right now, this is where we transact, okay, this is where we make the transaction, right? And same logic here, okay, the quantity is actually decreasing, and that's why you see unemployment. Okay, right? Yep. Okay, so that is structural unemployment. Okay, right? And here, look, compared to fractional unemployment, compared to seasonal unemployment, this is usually what we call a more serious type of unemployment. Okay, because you can tell it's going to be a very long-term unemployment, right? When it comes to the change in the economy, the structure of the economy, when it comes to the change in the geographical location, right? So when we talk about that, all right, they are actually related to something we learned last year, talking about the mobility. If you still remember that, yeah, mobility, right? Yeah, talking about occupational mobility, talking about geographical mobility. Yeah, they are related to that. Okay, so this kind of structural unemployment, you can see it's because of the lack of mobility. Okay, and that's why people they lost their job. So it's kind of serious. Okay, right? And well, you can tell it's also unavoidable, right? As long as your country is growing, but we assume most of the country is growing in different speed. Okay, so as long as you're growing economy, then it is unavoidable, right? Because one day your country something is going to change, right? About the market structure, uh, yeah, the sectors, and yeah, etc., etc., the technologies, everything, right? So that's why we also put structural unemployment in inside natural unemployment. Okay, right? Yeah, it's also unavoidable, just like frictional and seasonal unemployment. Okay, yeah. Uh, so here, as a government, right? So if you see structural unemployment, okay, what can you do to reduce the problem from structural unemployment? So here I have a few clues for you. Okay, so here take a look of the 3 points. Okay, so when you see structural unemployment, okay, unemployment, it's because of people who are without suitable skills, people who stay in the unemployed region, or the problem of labor market rigidity. Okay, so from the 3 points here, what policies do you suggest so that we can improve the situation? Yeah, let's focus on the first one. Yeah, for the first one, what can you do as a government? Okay, yeah, training program. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Ian, Christina, that's good. Training programs, education programs, right? There you go. Oh, there you go. Just like that. Okay, what about the second one? What about the second one? Yeah, we know that because of one of the reasons people who stay in the same region, when there is a relocation of industry, then they will lose their jobs. So how can we help them? How can we help the people in the second point? Oh, whoa, that's good. Yeah, transport infrastructures. Yeah, provide jobs to those people. Yeah, right. And any more? Any more? Come on, come on. Yeah, there should be something more that we can do. So how do we improve the immobility of in terms of geography, besides improving transportation infrastructure? What else can we do if we are a government? Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah. Or maybe the other way around. Okay, or maybe the other way around, because yeah, Andric, that one might be not so wise. Yeah. So instead of yeah, giving incentive for firms to stay in that region, yeah, maybe we can give incentive to the people who stay in the unemployed region to go to somewhere else. Okay, yeah. So you see, it's very flexible. Okay, it's very flexible. Okay, right. So yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as you have those points with you, then you got it. Okay, yeah, it'll be great to see all those points in the explanation. Okay, in the answer. Right. What about the third one? Yeah, the third one. I think you guys. No, no, we haven't discussed this yet. Yeah. So if there is some problems of labor market rigidities, what can we do? Yeah, what can we do? The minimum wage, the trade union, yeah, the unemployment benefits, reduced trade union power, removed legislation, yeah, deregulation, perhaps. Yeah, 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 or removing minimum wage. Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. So if you have to summarize all those policies that you guys gave me, what kind of policy that you were using. Yeah, if you have to summarize, there's just one name for all those. Yeah, supply side policies. Okay, yeah, and labor market reform is basically one of the supply side policies, right? So there you go. Okay, supply side policies, just like that. Okay, so if the question is asking you how you can correct the problems created by structural unemployment, there you go. Okay, based on, you see here, these are your clues. Okay, and based on those clues, you will have all the answers that you need. Okay, right? Okay, yeah, is this clear? Okay, all right, yeah, so that's structural unemployment. Okay, right. All right, so let's go to the last one. Well, the last one is basically very straightforward one, right? Cyclical unemployment. Yeah, or you can say demand deficient unemployment. Yeah, when you look at the term, then you know what is going on. Okay, can someone just quickly tell me like what that is? What is it? So yeah, what is a cyclical unemployment? When will this happen? So when there's a lack of AD, when there's no demand for goods and services, right? When there's a lack of AD. So if you have to draw a diagram for this unemployment here, how do you draw it? Okay, I'm not going to ask you to draw it because it's too simple. You just have to tell me in the chat box. How do you draw it? D or D or something else. Yeah, you see AD, right? Right. Do not get it confused. Okay, I know what you're trying to say, but yeah, AD, right? It has to be AD. Okay, right? AD shift to the left. Okay, and it doesn't really matter which model that you use. Okay, right? You can use new classical model. You can use Keynesian model. Doesn't really matter. Okay, as long as you're showing there is a deflationary gap, that is cyclical unemployment. Okay, all right. Yep. So it's very simple here. Okay, so as a definition, when there's a lack of AD, then yeah, you will see cyclical unemployment, and definitely you will see that in a deflationary gap, or recessionary gaps. They're the same, okay, right? So when you are approaching recession, when you're approaching recession, you will see that for sure. Okay, you will see that for sure, and yeah, right? When very simply, let's put it very simply. Okay, when your economy produces less than the potential output. Okay, yeah, we know where that potential output is. Okay, either when we are drawing in a new classical model or Keynesian model. So make sure you know where to do the shift. Okay, right? Yeah, when there's less than potential output, there will be cyclical unemployment. Okay, because we will see a deflationary gap, right? Yeah. Okay. Right. All right. Yeah. So because of the lack of AD, and then there you go, and there you go, and yeah. So this one here is because it's mainly because of a bad economy. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to put it very simple, in a very simple manner, this unemployment type is all because of a very bad economy. Okay, when no one wants to consume. All right, there's no AD, and at the end, right, just pick one. Okay, just pick one that you feel more comfortable with. Okay, right? Yeah. Once again, you can use the one on the left or the one on the right. Doesn't really matter. You will get the points. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Once again, how do we fix this? What kind of policy do you think we can use as a government to fix this? Yeah, fiscal policies, right? Or anything else? Well, Yeah, Andrew, you could say that. Well, you could say that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Andrew, you are also true. Yeah, expansionary fiscal policies or expansionary monetary policies, as long as it's demand side policy, right? Because demand side policy, we focus on how to change the aggregate demand, right? Right? Yeah, and that's why you know this is what we can do as a government. Or yeah, like what Andrick said. Okay, it depends on the school of thought, right? Because when if you still remember, if we are using new classical model, right, eventually it will go back to potential output. Okay, yeah. But you really have to when you are working on a question like this, you really need to be careful when you look at the question. Okay, when the question clearly specify that you have to propose some policies, then you must. Okay, then of course, in the first place, you are going to talk about demand side policies, right? But when you are trying to make arguments, okay, do make some arguments based on the drawbacks of demand side policy first, okay, before you might want to talk about the idea of neoclassical model, and because of the idea that we have, yeah, we do not need to do anything, okay, it will be self-corrected itself. Okay, yeah, so this is the flow, okay, that you have to always bear in mind, right? You need to talk about something the most uh, directly related to the question first, and then yeah, you can go to some side topics after that. Okay, all right, yeah. Well, of course, if you have time to write that much. Okay, all right, yeah, because you don't have that much time to write so many things. But yeah, this is how it works. Okay, focus on the things that are the most directly related to the question. Okay, right, and then yeah, if you have time, yeah, do some more arguments. All right, yeah. So there you go, right? Demand side policies. Okay, when the government really has to do something about it, demand side policies. Okay, yeah, expansionary fiscal policies or expansionary monetary policies. Right, they are all good for boosting the AD. All right, yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, there you go. Okay, cyclical unemployment. It's that simple, right? Okay, all right. Okay, so now yeah, let's do some recap. Okay, let's do some recap. Yeah, very simple recap. So here, can you help me finish? Uh, yeah, just fill in the blanks. Okay, this one, what is it? Yeah, just type it. Just type it in the chat box. Come on. Yeah, from the left hand side. Okay, yep, right, that's good. Yeah, cyclical unemployment caused by insufficient AD. All right, that's good. Right, there you go. And what is this? Natural unemployment when economy produces at what is it? Potential output. All right. Yeah, there you go. Right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, what about this? When it comes to natural unemployment, we have three types of unemployment. From the left hand side, fractional, seasonal, and structural unemployment. Okay, all right. Okay, that's good. All right, let's keep moving. Let's say this is the structural unemployment. Yeah, there are three reasons for structural unemployment. Okay, here on the left hand side, there are changes in demand for particular labor skills. Yeah, maybe skills. I think it's skills. Skills are more appropriate here. Yeah, but it's all about a mismatch. Okay, between the demand of the labor and also the supply of them, right? And also the second one here, changing geographical location of industries, right? When we do relocation, some people they will lose their jobs. Okay, that is good. And what about the last one there? labor market rigidities. Yes, exactly. Okay, and we have yeah, a few kinds of factors affecting that, right? Minimum wage, okay, trade union, okay, yeah, unemployment benefits, right? When they're getting too much unemployment benefits, they don't want to, they will slow down the job seeking process, okay, and we don't want to see that. Yeah, and if we want to improve that, then we want to cut that out, okay, we want to cut that benefit out so that people have the incentive to go out there and find themselves some jobs. All right, yeah, so yeah, that's good. All right, so let's move on to another recap. All right, so let's use Bob. Okay, Bob is a beekeeper. Okay, yeah, he lost his job because of recession. What kind of unemployment is that? Okay, cyclical. Yeah, that's good. What about this? Number two, beekeeping move to China. Yeah, right. Let's say Bob is a Hong Kong citizen. Okay, that's a structural right. That's good. Structural unemployment. What about this? Bob just quit his old job. Yeah, fractional. Yeah, yeah. So when you are trying to find a new job, yeah, you quit your old job. That's fractional. What about this? Winter time. Okay. Well, you know that. Yeah, seasonal. Yeah, right. Yeah, when the bees they have to hibernate. Okay. Yeah, so many bees they have to hibernate during winter time, except for honeybees. Okay, so that's why you see them flying. Yeah, yeah, all year long. Okay, right? Yeah, they are quite special. Okay. Well, anyway. Yeah. Number five, replaced by a bee robot. So, yeah, structural because of technological change. Yeah, that's good. Right, very good. What about number six? Yep, right. Structural because of what is the reason? What is the specific reason for that for that structural unemployment? Yeah, labor market rigidity. Yeah, that's good, right? I just want to hear that term right there. That is very good. What about this? Got fired for stealing office equipment. What do you think? What do you think? Number seven. Yeah, I mean, yeah, frictional. Okay, right? Frictional. There you go. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Like what you do, but when you are being fired, you have to find another job, right? There are so many reasons for being fired. Okay, yeah. Here is another reason. Okay, if you are doing something bad, right? The criminal record, forget about that. Yeah, after you going to jail, you will be a new person. Okay, brand new person. Yeah, pretty sure someone will hire you after that. Perhaps, hopefully. Well, anyway. Okay. Yeah, you just have to be positive, right? As an employer, okay, we don't prejudice, okay, people, right? Yeah, yeah, there should be no discrimination, all right? Okay, yeah. But you know what? I once did a research because I think I was studying philosophy, and there was an EE I was writing. It was about, whether you believe people are born to be good or to be evil. And I was, and and I was writing, the latter, the latter option. Okay, yeah, I was trying to argue people they're born to be evil. So I found so much research, the data about after people they went to they went to jail, they got released from jail, like what would they do, what would be the behavior that they have. And I remember there is a huge percentage to support when they got released from the jail, they will do the same thing, okay, which is engaging criminal activities. So yeah, see, that's how you support your ideas, right? And that's why death sentence is necessary, okay? And I truly buy the idea that Mr. Kim, when he is handling the coronavirus, right? By shooting those irresponsible people down, just like that. Okay, yeah, to show, right, that is, look, that's not good. People will not change. Yeah, well, there are so many factors, but that is just one thing I got from the research. Yeah, the criminal justice system, yeah, the legislation, of course, they have a big part in this, right, to change how those criminals behave in the future, in the present, right? But yeah, anyway, yeah, in terms of, okay, when you're talking about academics, okay, when you're trying to write a very good, so-called very good essay, you just have, you see, look, I can tell you, when it comes to writing EE, well, what look, do not follow what I did, okay? Do not follow what I did, but I'm gonna say it. You don't need to make like a very thorough research in order to make a very nice EE, to be honest with you. Okay, there are so many tricks behind, right? you know you don't find the answer after all the research. Okay, yeah, if you do that, it's going to be very time consuming. Okay, but that's how you learn something. Okay, but if you don't want to learn something and if you want to get good grade, right, you will do it the other way around. You will start your work from the end to the beginning. So yeah, so you just have to listen to this. Okay, do not follow what I did. Okay, yeah, you just have to come up with your own conclusion first, and then you find all the arguments that is supportive to your conclusion, and a little bit of a little bit of opposite, okay, side of the argument, okay, to make it kind of balance. And if you put all of them together, there you go. It's a very nice piece of work, just like that. Okay, yeah, just like that. Okay, of course, is it's basically cheating, or you can say it's manipulating the data, manipulating the research. But yeah, if you're out of time, then I guess you can think about that. But do not do this in the EE. All right, I don't want to see you doing that. Okay, it's just my experience. All right. Oh, anyway, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Do not ask how I did that. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think you know how you should do it. Okay. Yeah. What about number 8? So number 8. What do you think? Honey not popular anymore. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It really depends. It really depends. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So Ian, yeah, you have a good point. Right. But at the same time, okay, you have to think about this. Okay. I would say it's more of a structural unemployment than a cyclical unemployment. Okay. Because when you think about cyclical unemployment, okay, it's about the decrease in demand in all general goods and services. And right now, right here, we are only talking about the bees. Okay, so yeah, if you really want to stress about which one should be more correct, then definitely structural unemployment, because cyclical unemployment, it will involve so many other goods. Okay, yeah, there's a general decrease in aggregate demand, and we know when it comes to aggregate demand, it's about you know average goods and services. Okay, so I would say here number 8, structural unemployment. Okay, right? Is this clear? Okay, right. What about number 9? Number 9. What is it? Yeah. What about the last one here? Hello. Yeah, structural. Okay, right. Once again, just like number 6, labor market rigidities. Okay, just like that. Okay, right. So that's good. All right. Okay, that's very good. Yeah, good recap. And right, so that's all for this chapter. Okay, that's all for this chapter. And here is a question for you. Okay, just a question to see if you are able to answer that. Okay, so take a look at this. Take a look at this. So how is it possible to go above full employment level into a inflationary or an inflationary gap if the natural unemployment is already at 0. Yeah. So what do you think? Well, is a very is a it's just a hypothesis, okay? But you want to think about this. Uh, child labor. Yeah, that's one very creative answer. Yeah, yeah, child labor. That might work, right? Yeah, but if you really want to write this in your answer, okay, if you write child labor, then I don't I don't think people would give you a mark. But there are some normal answers, okay, besides child labor. But child labor, I would say you are correct. Okay, but what else can we do to increase beyond potential output when there is already a 0, okay, natural unemployment in potential output? What can we do? So now you see we have reached potential output, and the potential output here, okay, technological improvements. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so that's, yeah, I would say, yeah, that's on the right track. Okay, technological improvement. Okay, because when you think about this, okay, we know that why in a normal case, when you are reaching potential output, you are still able to increase your output because of those people who are in natural unemployment. Okay, right? But the thing is, okay, the thing is, even though when you have 0 natural unemployment in potential output, okay, you can still rely on some other factors like capital, right? Machines, automation. Okay, so technology is very important in that part. Okay, right? And yeah, and you can tell that technological improvement, that is also a reason why your long run aggregate supply can shift, okay, to the right. Okay, that is also part of the reason, right? When you become more efficient, okay, when it comes to output. So here, this question, okay, yeah, you just have to be flexible, okay, right? Just because you don't have any more spare labor in your economy, okay, doesn't mean that you are not able to increase the output even further, okay, right? As long as, yeah, you are able to increase the investment in physical capital, right? Yeah, or in R&D, so that you can create something more advanced in terms of technology. You will be able to do that. Okay, you'll be able to do that. Okay, right? So in the short run, you will see inflationary gap, but in the long run, if you keep doing that, then the long run AS curve will shift. Okay, right? Yeah. So that is just something we learned from ADAS. Okay. Yeah. If you are not so sure about what I just said, then yeah, go back to that chapter and take a look of it. Okay, right? You see short run, long run, right? Yeah. Here, yeah, there you go. Okay, all right, yeah. But it's just a hypothesis. Okay, it's impossible. Okay, this situation here is impossible, I would say, right? Based on all the natural unemployment that we have discussed. Okay, we know this hypothesis here is not realistic. Okay, it's not realistic. All right, yeah. All right. Okay. So, of course, there will be another homework. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, but there will be homework. Okay. It's just by creating a example bank poster. Okay, because you need some examples for your examination. Okay, and this homework is just to help you, gathering some more examples when you are explaining the unemployment. Okay, right? And here, this homework here, we focus on structural unemployment. Okay, yeah, structural unemployment, right? So you just have to find a real world example for each of the three causes, okay, of structural unemployment, right? So one, two, three, right? We have three types. Okay, we have three reasons for structural unemployment. Okay, you just have to find one real world example for each of them. Okay, so one, two, three examples. Okay, and then you can go to the second part. Okay, the second part here, you just have to explain. Okay, explain it when you see, okay, those structural unemployment. What can a government do to reduce them? Okay, yeah, just like what we just did, the discussion we just did. So this one here, simple, and you have to tell me one advantage and disadvantage of your policy. Okay, all right, yep. Last but not least, a diagram to show how your policy will improve unemployment. All right, yeah. So three examples, and then three sets of advantages and disadvantages, and yeah, diagrams. That's all. Okay, and this homework I'm gonna give you 2 weeks. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 weeks to finish this. All right. Okay. Yeah. I'll put the deadline on Google Classroom, so don't worry about this. Okay. So there you go. Right, the homework right here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's all for unemployment. All right, unemployment. Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to WhatsApp the questions to me, or just email the questions to me. Yeah, I'll try to answer it. Okay. All right. So that's all. Yeah, because I think yeah, for these 1 or 2 weeks, some IB teachers, they will be quite busy, because now that IB has canceled the exam, so now we have to upload all the IAs from you guys to the examination board. And also, we have to upload all the comments that we have written, upload all the criteria marks that we have done to the examination board. So there will be so much administrative work for yeah, these 1 or 2 weeks, right? So good luck to other teachers. Yeah, it's terrible. It's really terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, and the deadline is like the end of this week. Don't know if we can finish off them. Well, anyway, okay. So let's go to the next chapter then. Yeah, we still have 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah, but when it comes to economic objectives, okay, the things that we have to learn in IB, they are quite similar to the things that we learn in IGCSE. Okay, right. So now I would say for IGCSE, there are two units that are so important if you are studying IB economics in the future. Okay, and one is macroeconomics. I think you realize it by now, right? Yeah, because it helps a lot. Okay, if you master the contents for macroeconomics in IGCSE, it helps a lot in IB macroeconomics. And also another one will be international economics. Yeah, so if you know everything about international economics in IGCSE, it will help you so much for the things that you learn in IB. Okay, for international economics. So yeah, don't hesitate to go back to your IGCSE material, all right, for those two units, because they will help. Okay, they will help. All right. Okay. Yeah. So the part two of economic objectives. Yeah, we are going to talk about inflation. Okay, inflation. We all know what that is. Okay. Yeah, and our government objective here, of course, we are trying to create a low and stable rate of inflation. Okay, that's how a stable economic growth can be created. Okay, because of that, right? Okay, right? And yeah, of course, yeah. If you understand everything, then I'm just go very quickly for this one. Yeah, because there's no point for us to discuss more, right? When we are learning the same thing. Okay, so very quickly, can you tell me what inflation is? just very quickly, like the definition, perhaps. Yeah, inflation. What does it mean? Hello. Sustained increase of the average level of price. Wow, that I would say that is a very official definition right there. Yeah, that's very good, Michelle. Yeah. Yeah. So that is it, right? Look at that. Okay, a sustained increase in the general price level, right? Yeah. And look, when you look at the picture here, okay, you can see inflation, right? This is talking about the food we buy in UK, okay, from 1989 to 2019. Okay, so you can see in general the goods, okay, when it comes to the price of the goods, they are increasing. Okay, they are increasing, right? Okay, yeah. But when we talk about inflation, okay, it's not really when you talk about inflation, is when the prices of all the goods and services, they are increasing, and that's why you see inflation. Okay, yeah, and that's why from the answer you have from Michelle, okay, it's about the average level of prices, right? So here you can see all the food here, the prices, they are all increasing, but maybe there are some other products or services, the prices are actually decreasing. Okay, but at the end, when we come up with the average price level, okay, it's still increasing, and that's why we call that inflation. Okay, all right, yeah. So inflation is not about all the goods and services, their prices are increasing. It's just the average price level is increasing. Okay, all right. So can you tell me some reasons, like reasons for inflation, if you still remember? So what are the major reasons why we have inflation? Okay, demand pull, right? That's good. Yeah, yeah, shift in AD, and that's why you have demand pull, right? Cost push, right? Anything else? Yeah, so those two are the most major reasons. But I want to see something, you know, uncommon. What else can make inflation? Mm, that's good. Increase in money supply, right? Yeah. When you print out more money, okay, the value in your money will be decreased. Okay, right? Yeah, that's also one reason. When you look at Zimbabwe, okay, yeah, they have a dollar note that is worth like $100 trillion, I think. Yeah, yeah, that is a that is a good reason why they have a very high inflation as well. Yeah, but now I think when you talk about hyperinflation, okay, is more suitable for Venezuela than Zimbabwe right now. Yeah, yeah, Venezuela is pretty bad. Okay, in terms of that. Well, anyway, yeah. So here, right? So look at that. Okay, yeah, yeah. When we go back to what we were, okay, yeah, when the prices of goods and services are increasing on average, then yeah, we would say that's inflation. Okay, all right, yeah. So inflation, yeah, you all understand that. Okay, right. So let's go to you know the second part, right? Talk about deflation and disinflation. Can you tell me the difference between deflation and disinflation? Well, here, yeah, I got a typo. Should be disinflation. So, what is the difference between them, deflation and disinflation? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. Yep, yep, yeah, yeah. Disinflation, that's very good, very on point. Right. Yep. Disinflation is a decreasing rate of inflation. You still have inflation, but in a slower rate. Okay, right? And deflation is a decrease in overall price level. Yeah, it's just the opposite of inflation. Okay, so when we talk about inflation, we say when you have inflation, your purchasing power should be lower, right? Yeah. But when it comes to deflation, it will be the opposite, right? Because there is a decrease in overall price level, right? Okay. Yep. So that is good. So here, when you take a look of the 3 points over here, what is the first one talking about? The first one here. So if the price level increases by 5% in 1 year and increases by 7%, yeah, so that's inflation, right? Yeah, because that you can see, okay, yeah, the percentage is getting higher, right? What about the second one here, right? If the price level increases by 5% in, yep, okay, it's a disinflation because you see, even though it's decreasing, okay, the rate of inflation is decreasing, it's still inflation. Okay, you are just, yeah, the inflation is just at a decreasing rate. Okay, right? What about the last one? So in 1 year it increases by 5%, and it decreases by 3% the next year. Right. So that's deflation. Okay. Yeah. Right. Because of this. Okay. When you have a negative, okay, yeah, movement on the price level, that's deflation. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's good. All right. So yeah, glad to see you guys still remember the contents. Right. What about here? Okay. So when you look at the dinosaurs, okay, so look at the picture. Why do they look so worried when the deflation is yeah is about to you know drop to the ground? Why is that? Can you finish the story? Okay, yeah, that's a good implication. Okay, when you have deflation, okay, when you think about new classical model, then yeah, recession. There you go. And can you tell me more about why deflation is so bad for the society or for the economy, right? Because yeah, okay, people will want to save money. Okay, yeah, they lose their jobs. Okay, but why would they want to save money? Why don't they spend the money? I want to hear the reasons. Why would they rather save money than spending the money? Okay, tell you that is one very good reason. Yeah, because they think the price will keep going down. Okay, so the longer I wait, the purchasing power that I have will be more and more. Okay, yeah, yeah. Leo also has a very good answer. Yeah. Oh, okay, Ian. All right, yeah, yeah, right. Okay, and also because of the uncertainty that we have in the society, right? Because deflation is a good implication of recession, and people they are afraid. Okay, they are afraid. If I spend this $1 right now, okay, then the next second I'm fired. Then yeah, I'm done. Okay, that yeah, there's no way I can sustain my living. So people they have a huge uncertainty about the future, and that's why they would rather save the money. They would rather save the money. They would not spend the money. Okay, right? So even when you if you are the government, if you give them subsidies, if you give them welfare, do you think the efficient? Do you think it's going to be effective? Yeah, even when the government they are giving them subsidies or welfare during deflation, do you think is going to be effective? What do you think? Reason? Yeah, demand is yeah. AD is still very low, and more importantly, the uncertainty is great. Okay, yeah. So you can imagine that if the government is giving you uh, some subsidies or some welfare, okay, but you are so afraid that you are going to lose your job, and also you have a feeling tomorrow, the goods and services they will be even cheaper. So you would rather save those welfares, okay, yeah, in your mattress than spending them in a supermarket. Okay, yeah, that's why it is so bad. Okay, it's so bad, right? Okay, yeah, and even when the government they are trying to reduce the interest rate, it's not going to work. Okay, it's not going to work. Yeah, because from the theory we know that you know talking about monetary policies. Okay, yeah, when we are trying to boost the economy, we can reduce the interest rate. So the cost of borrowing is much less, right, than before. So it makes sense, but sometimes it's not going to work, especially in a time like this. Okay, when people they have a huge uncertainty. Okay, and at the end they will fall into something we call that liquidity trap. Okay, well that is out of the syllabus. Okay, but if you have done one of the homework that we did, you know that one. The lyrics, yeah, the rap lyrics, yeah, analysis, then you might be able to learn that one particular hidden knowledge. Okay, and that one is good for your IA as well. It will give you a very nice argument, right, when you are talking about some policies that government they make. Okay, regarding interest rate. So you see, this is IB. Okay, yeah. There are so many things that are not including in this syllabus, but they are related to what you have to learn. Okay, so do go out there, explore more different knowledge. Okay, outside of the syllabus because they will help. They will help. Okay, and yeah. So right. So there you go. Okay, so that's why if you have deflation, it's going to be really bad. Okay, it's going to be really bad, and we don't see that very often. Okay, in this world, we could see that in Japan in the last decade. We could see that in the U.S. during the Great Depression. But yeah, it didn't happen so often because you can see it's really bad. Okay, so usually we call that a deflationary spiral. Okay, a deflationary spiral. Yeah, just like what you guys told me. When there is deflation, okay, yeah, you are getting yourself into a spiral. Okay, you cannot get yourself out, right? Yeah, the government cannot help. Okay, and you're not going to spend, right? The shops they have to close down. So yeah, you are in a trap. You are in a spiral. That is really bad. Okay, and Japan is a great example. Yeah, after 20 years, after 30 years, they finally got out of the spiral, and now they have coronavirus. Too bad for them. Yeah, too bad for them. Yeah, maybe it's karma or something. Okay, yeah, what they did in World War II or something. Okay, that's why, right? Yeah, talking about the Olympics. Yeah, Olympics. Look, they tried to hold Olympics so many times, but none of them succeed. Okay, yeah, it's all because of natural disasters, war, uh, yeah, so many different reasons. And then now you have the virus. It's really bad for them. Yeah, so be good, okay, because someone is watching you. Okay, someone is watching you. All right. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So here, right, deflation and disinflation. Okay. There you go. And right. So here we have 2 more minutes left. So can you help me? Help me. So if I want to calculate inflation, what should I use? Like, what method should I use to calculate inflation? Anyone? Well, you guys all forgot? Yeah, CPI, right? Okay, right? That's the one we use. Yeah, yeah, the basket. Yeah, the bloody basket. Okay, right? There you go. CPI. Okay, Consumer Price Index. Okay, this is what we use. But what is CPI? What is CPI? What is the number showing? Yeah, if you look at the term, yeah, by the words, what do you think? Yeah, Raphael got the right idea already. Okay, yeah, so exactly, right? The cost of living. Okay, the cost of living for a typical household. Okay, right? So this is what we are looking at. Okay, when we are looking at the CPI, we are looking at like how much they spend on the general goods and services as a typical household. Okay, right? So that's CPI, and Raphael got the right idea. Yeah, it's always about that basket. Okay, yeah, if you still remember, right? If we want to measure inflation using CPI, okay, CPI basically, right? They measure the value, okay, of all the goods and services inside that basket every year to see the change of cost of living. Okay, all right. So every year they will measure the same goods and services inside that particular basket. So they are always calculating the total value inside that basket and see the changes. Okay, so that's CPI. Okay, that's CPI. And yeah, we will talk about that basket in detail on Thursday. All right. Okay. Yeah. So that's all for today. All right. So you guys, bye bye. Bye bye bye. Okay. Good.